in the kitchen with Dr. Mike Bucknell from Maximize Living. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
I'm excited to be cooking with you today. What are we cooking? Looks like some kind of sweet treat right here.
We're making, fortunately, it's actually a sweet treat that your kids can eat.
Okay.
The point with what we're looking at doing is giving you some options that your kids can eat that you don't have to worry about them becoming diabetic or or having these sugar rushes. So everything that you're going to find in Nutrition Plan's book, you can eat, and you don't have to worry about it. This is dessert you can have for breakfast.
Awesome. Some health benefits to it. So let's talk about it. What are some of these ingredients we're working with today?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to melt the coconut oil. Fats have gotten a bad rap, but the reality is that fats don't make you fat. If you have the right kind of natural fats like coconut oil, it is absolutely fantastic for your body.
Okay.
And so we're just going to melt the coconut oil with the vanilla and the stevia, and that'll be our first step. This stuff is so easy to make.
All right. And when we come back, what are we going to be doing with all this stuff?
We're going to be grinding and chopping.
Grinding and chopping. I like the sound of that. Why don't you take an opportunity to tell us a little bit about Maximize Living?
Well, Maximize Living is a healthcare delivery system. It's not an alternative. It's a way of delivering health through the 5 essentials: maximizing your mindset, nutrition, detoxification, care of the nerve system.
All very important.
Yeah,
and we'll get to more of that in just a little while. First, we'll send it back to Cherish. We'll be back in a bit.
Yep.
Sweet in the kitchen this morning. I am here with Dr. Mike Bucknell from Maximize Living. We're cooking some almond bars.
Right. So the next thing that we're going to do, we got done with the coconut oil. This is like so easy to make. I mean, you don't need a ton of, dishes and everything. I've got a lot of dishes here, but it's really just for show. So you guys can make this at home for your kids, and it's easy. So next thing we're going to do is chop up all the ingredients. We got raw almonds. Organic is best.
Okay.
Stevia doesn't have any sugar at all. Raw organic coconut. Again, no sugar. This is organic whey protein. So it's protein from grass-fed cows, completely healthy, one of the best protein choices you can have. We actually have that available on the website. And then this is flax meal. Of course, everybody knows that's got good omega fatty acids in it. Sounds good for your kids, right?
Yeah, everything sounds really good. And what is this?
This last thing is almond butter. So more almonds. So you're definitely going to get plenty of nut proteins in this, plenty of fats, plenty of oils. And again, I can't say that enough. A lot of people have a bad rap on fat, but even the models we keep on talking about, they can eat this stuff and they have a better shot.
They're the good fats, too. It's the saturated fats that we really need to watch, right?
Actually, even that's a myth. It's
really?
Coconut oil is a completely pure saturated fat. But saturated fats have gotten a bad rap, really just through bad science. It's the type of fat, where it comes from, that we have to be worried about, like fast food and and stuff that you get in chips and Little Debbie's and those other kind of snacks.
Okay, so stay away from those sweet snacks. We need these sweet snacks.
You got it. This stuff you can be perfectly fine with.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pulse this. We're going to blend it into a mash.
Okay.
All right, and that's our next step.
Okay.
Then once we're done with that, we're going to add the coconut oil, everything else in, and we're going to make a thick paste out of that, and it's ready to go.
Okay, let's talk about your books, because you said this recipe is in your cookbooks. How can people get a hold of these?
You can go directly to our website. It's maximizelivingrbucknell.com, and you can get that. You can get the protein. You can get tons of information. Maximize Living, there's over 300 doctors around the country. We're the Wellness Advisory Council for the U.S. Olympic teams, judo, wrestling, and weightlifting. So this is put together by literally the best doctors in the world. So when it comes to getting fit and getting healthy, this is definitely the route to go.
All right, sounds good. Well, coming up, we will finish our sweet treats this morning. This morning on Studio 10, I'm in the kitchen with Dr. Mike Bucknell from Maximize Living, finishing up some yummy sweet treats.
That's right. We're at pretty much the best part. I mean, this is such a quick recipe. The only thing that we have left to do, we use parchment paper in the glass pan, so you don't use any kind of oil or anything like that, but you you put the parchment paper in there so that when you pull them out, they don't just crumble apart. So
did you spray the bottom of the pan or anything?
You don't have to. You just pull the whole thing out once it's done.
Sounds easy enough.
Yep. So everybody likes chocolate, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is not your your general Hershey's. This is I used the Goba dark cooking chocolate. It's unsweetened, so there's no sugar in it. And then you just use stevia and some cinnamon to taste.
Okay.
And then we just pour that on top of there.
This looks fantastic.
And yes, like I said, you can eat this for breakfast. And it's still healthy.
I just want to lick the pot.
I don't know if that's appropriate for TV.
What about when we get off? Can I do it?
Maybe when we get off. Yeah.
Didn't you do that when you were a kid? Didn't you, when your mom made candy or something? Didn't you just want to get the spoon? Like even a cake with the cake mix, you get a spoon, you just want to eat the pot.
Unfortunately, when I was a kid, I did eat cake. I don't eat cake anymore.
You don't eat cake anymore?
I don't eat
Okay, that's
cake
right. We're healthy. We can't eat cake, but we can eat
right.
these.
Well, there is some kind of cakes. Actually, there is some cake in the book that you can eat.
Yes.
And you can eat it for breakfast.
Awesome.
So once that's done, you're going to just take this and stick it in the fridge.
Okay.
And that's just going to let everything harden and get ready to go and eat.
And how long do we need to put it in the fridge?
An hour. You know,
Okay.
it doesn't really take a whole long time.
If we can wait that long.
I brought some prepared so you didn't have to wait that long.
You've been generous enough to do that. I get to taste. Yes.
Go for it. Dig in.
Going for it. All right. Tell everybody a little bit more about Maximize Living. Ooh, they're soft. I like this.
Again, Maximize Living it's about getting people really healthy, not just treating symptoms and giving you another patch to get through a day. It's getting you to the best health of your life. So we've got doctors all over the country and internationally. We work with the Olympic teams. We work with Colorado Rapids pro soccer team. We're all over the place, just changing the way that healthcare is viewed and delivered.
All right. This is a great recipe. Wonderful. You can get it on Studio 10 tab, Fox10TV.com. Thank you so much. I feel like I have chocolate on my mouth, so I'm going to send it back over to Joe.